Hey everybody, Corn-Fed Lady here, and welcome back to our homestead. So winter's almost over now, and pretty soon we're going to be back in that good weather again. So we've been coming up with plans for some big projects here on our homestead. So let me take you around and show you what we've got coming. So if you've been following along, then you already know that our girl rabbits are pregnant because we bred all 4 of our girls, or does, about a week and a half ago. Well, about 2 weeks ago by the time you see this footage. So they should all be pregnant. It's okay, Pinks. I know you're scared of the camera. It's okay. They should all be pregnant, and they should all be having their babies in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 weeks after you see this video here. So make sure you stay tuned to be able to see all the new baby bunnies that are coming soon to our homestead. Let's get girl Pinks. Now, of course, these 2 does, or breeder females, are getting a little bit older. Hey, beavers. They're going to be 5 years old by the end of this year. So they will be retiring from having to do the birthing and mothering job that they've been doing here on our homestead. So these 2, Beebs and Midnight, are going to be moving outside into a retirement hutch. So right outside this bunny shed, we're going to be building a couple of hutches. They're going to be double-decker, and they'll have a closed-in box on top. They'll look something like this picture that I found online. And again, we'll have 2 of them. We'll have one for Beebs and one for Midnight. And we've got plenty of room in here to expand more retirement cages as needed. So if you're a fan of any one of these particular breeder rabbits, you don't have to worry about them ever going to freezer camp. They're going to get to retire right here in the rabbit yard and live out the rest of their days naturally. So if you've been following along our channel, then you probably already know that some of our animals have had predator attacks recently, or at least over the last few months. So we're planning on protecting these chickens in something more like what the turkeys have, which is a covered tunnel. Let me go back and show you. So here's our turkey house and the turkey run. And as you can see, we have these wooden arches with some netting on top to help keep out the predators from the air, such as hawks, and we even have bald eagles out here too. And we plan on doing this same sort of covered structure from the air for our chickens over here. And as you can see, there's already a little piece of metal archway up top here. We're planning on putting in some more of those braces like we did in the turkey run and covering this entire chicken run here so that they are also protected from aerial attacks. So over here off of the back of our barn is where we're building what we're calling the super coop. So you can use Gabby Kitty for size reference there, I guess. As you can see, the super coop is going to be quite large. It's 3 pallets wide by 4 pallets long, which is larger than any other coop that we have here on our homestead. And Gabs is modeling it for you. And you can see that the chicken run goes all the way down from here. There's that little bit of arch I was just pointing out. We're going to cover this entire run the same as we did with the turkey run to keep out hawks and eagles and vultures and things like that that want to come mess with our livestock. So this is another big project that we've got going for 2025 to finish up this super coop and this tunnel area for all of our chickens to play in, which includes our backyard chickens, the side yard chickens, which you just saw a minute ago, and Moo the rooster, who's out front in front of the house. So we're going to combine all of our chicken flocks into this one super coop and this one protected yard. That way, hopefully we won't have any more predator issues there. Hi, Gabby Kitty. I'm just a good girl. Did you catch some mice last night? No? That's okay. Maybe tonight. That's good, girl. You probably did catch some, and I just didn't find them yet. Yes. Now, of course, when we combine all these chickens into the super coop, that's going to open up this barn coop that we've been using for the backyard chickens. So let me take you around and talk to you a little bit about what we're going to be doing with the barn now. So again, this chicken coop is going to be freed up once we move them out into their new super coop. And our plans for this area, hey girls, is to turn it into a feed storage room. Excuse me, they're kind of blocking the door here. So this is the space in the barn that we've been using for their coop, for their chicken coop. There are 2 more stalls on the back of the barn, and I'm going to show you those here in a second too. So this coop stall is going to be transformed into a feed stall, which means it'll have some feed cans and some hay and straw bales and things like that being stored in there. That's good, girls. I'll let down a little bit, okay? So that's what we're going to do with their old coop stall, which is in this end right here with this window. And we've got 2 more stalls in here. The middle stall is currently being used for storage of the different lumber and building materials that we're going to be using on the super coop. So right now this is just being used for storage, but once we have the super coop built, this lumber will be out of here and this will be an empty stall. All right, stay with me. Now the 3rd stall is currently being used as our feed stall. So in here you'll see different kinds of hay and straw that we use for bedding and feed. There's also some food barrels over here with the extra bags of like rabbit food, pig food, turkey food. So once we get the chickens out of their coop stall, we'll be able to move the feed room into that space. So that will make this space empty. So we're going to have 2 empty stalls here. What are we going to do with them? Well, that, my friends, brings me to the next group of animals, the pigs, who've been very impatiently waiting for us to come talk to them. So let's go talk to them pigs, and then I'll come back and tell you just what we're going to use these stalls for. So back here we have our male breeder pigs, which are Wayne and Wilbur. And these 2 came from Southern Illinois, and they are almost a year old, not quite yet. Pigs, these Cooney pigs need to be about 1.5 years to 2 years old to breed, so they've got another half a year to a year to breed. Of course, they don't have any girls to breed with. Now, if you've been following our channel, you saw that we tried to get them some girls, but they were a mixed breed, and they didn't work out for us because they were tearing up the land and just not what we had expected, like we've got from these sweet Cooney boys here. So we've ordered some new Cooney girls. They are full bred, they are registered, and they are from Casey Farms. And we found Casey Farms on YouTube. They have a channel just like ours, and they take you around their farm and show you what they're doing with their Cooney pigs every week. Now, we've enjoyed watching the way that they care for their animals at Casey Farms, and that's why we decided to order our girls to go with these boys from that farm. So if you haven't checked out that YouTube channel, make sure you go over to Casey Farms after you watch this and check out the Coonies they've got over there, and you'll see where our girls will be coming from soon. So just in a couple of weeks, we'll have those girls from Casey Farms in here, right across the hallway from the boys in here. Now, they do have a pass-through gate at the back, which we have open right now so that the boys can enjoy both sections of the yard here. But when the girls come, we'll shut that gate in the back. So the girls will just stay over here, the boys will stay over here until we get ready to breed them, at which time we'll open up that gate and let them pass through. All right, so that brings us back to the teaser that I gave you a minute ago about the barn stalls and the empty barn stalls. Well, once we do breed these pigs, which will probably be about a year from now, their babies and their moms are going to need somewhere to stay safe for while they're nursing. So we're going to be moving the pregnant moms into those vacant barn stalls so that they can use them as farrowing rooms. So they can lay in there, have their babies in there. We'll have a heat lamp in there for the babies. It'll be a nice, cozy, safe spot for them to nurse. Now, in the past, we always used these grow-out paddocks for our Berkshire pigs. And we plan on reusing these paddocks to grow out our kune meat pigs. So we're going to be redoing this a little bit, taking out the electric wire because they don't really need that for the kune breed. And we'll be setting it up for the kuneys next year. The other big plan we're working on right now is our vegetable garden plan. So you can see there's a large area here with some old bedding and hay, compost on top that we've been throwing on top as we empty out coops through the winter. There is already one bed over here that has some garlic. We're probably going to also add some onions and some peanuts that we're trying out this year. In the back over there is going to be our corn patch. And right up front here, we're going to do another bed similar to this one with potatoes in it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and throw up on the screen our loose plans here for what I'm going to be seeding in the large area. So this year, we're really focusing more on the beans because I would like to preserve a bunch of those to get through the year. Tomatoes so that we can try to start making our own sauce, and peppers because, well, everybody loves peppers. Now, of course, we will still have some watermelons and a little bit of carrots and some salad greens and stuff in there too. But this year we're really focusing on beans and tomato sauce because I already have a bunch of corn frozen and freeze-dried. And I have figured out a way to store potatoes by mashing them and freeze drying them. So I'm probably going to be growing quite a few potatoes in here this year too. So those are just a few of the projects that we have planned for 2025. Now, of course, some of those will spill over into 2026, like the kune meat pig grow out area. That won't be put into action until 2026. But these are just some of the projects that we've got coming up that we wanted to share with you guys. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on all these upcoming videos. Y'all have a good one. Bye.